Okay, Grant, I wanted to walk you through kind of the next big project here for the createroom site. You guys did a killer job on the site overall. I know we still have a few bugs that we're compiling notes on, so keep an eye out for that in the coming days. But I wanted to tackle the next kind of big project with this site. It's probably the last big project. I think there's going to be a lot of ongoing work, to be frank, just with this site. So there's going to be a lot more billable hours for sure for you and the team. No problem at all. This next one is kind of a big one. So I'm looking here at the product detail page, and you can see that when um, there's a little button here called Create My Dream Room. And on that product detail page, this is only going to be for the Dream Box for now. But when you click that, it leads to what they are calling the product configurator. Now, this is a functionality that's very different from the typical Shopify store. And so I want to walk through this because this is definitely a custom job. So the user would click this button for the Dream Box and begin the checkout process, but rather than just simply adding it to cart or selecting a design and then adding it to cart, there's multiple options to select. So what they'll do is select here. And if you're looking at the Figma designs, right after the product detail option, there's this option here called or package configuration. They're calling it the configurator. And this takes up several steps, okay? So let's start with the first. Basically, the idea here is that there's one product called the Dream Box, and there's multiple options that can be selected, and it will change the price depending on what is selected, right? And there's default things here selected that are free, but then if they select something additional, it could be an additional price, and you can kind of see what they've identified here. So the idea here is that for the product, there are multiple selection options that will change the price. All the details are all laid out here, and they would want the ability to content manage those attributes. And then it's broken up into multiple steps. So I don't know how you want to code this. If this is JavaScript and it's all on the same URL, like whatever's best, whatever you guys think is best. But the idea is that there's a certain set of questions or a certain set of fields that they go through on step one. Then they hit add to cart here. That then leads them to step two. So they go through step one, then they go through step two. They have a couple additional options here. They select, changes the price. Goes to that. Then once they didn't add this in, but maybe we do. Maybe we add a next button here, or if they just select all options, then it automatically moves into the next step. I'll let you choose how you think that should best be done. I think they'll be open to whatever's best there. So then they select options on step two here, then it moves them to step three. So you can see this is changing now, highlighting step three, price is changing all along. Select, then it takes them to step four, select. And then what they've designed is this, which is a light box that shows up. But I don't think we should do it this way. So what I'd like to see us do, Grant, is have them select here on step four. And then once they do that, lead them to another step, like another page. You don't have to show the steps here necessarily. It could just stay the same as the fourth step. But it leads them to another step, just like this, with the same UI, but with these designed in here so that they can remove, edit these, and then hit checkout, and then it initiates the typical Shopify checkout process. Okay, so a couple other details you need to know about this. One, I've installed a app, and I don't know if it's the best one. It had the best reviews, and I went through some demos, and it appears to give us the capabilities we want. If you have a different plugin that you think we should use for Shopify to accomplish this, by all means, I'm open to your suggestions. But this app is called Infinite Options by ShopPad, and it claims to be able to do kind of the infinite amount of product options and changing the price based off those options. So the idea is to leverage that or something like it, because this is clearly not a default Shopify functionality. Couple other complications to think through, though. One is, as they are selecting different options, we need to be able to change this total price up here as they're going through these steps. It's like they're building their dream box, right? And that's the idea of the configurators, that they're building it. The other thing that they wanted to do, and I don't think we need to do at first, we can do kind of a preliminary version of this. They eventually want the ability for this image right here to change based off of the options that are being selected. So the idea is that they could have a static image, and that static image would change based on the variety of options that are being combined to each other. And I know that's a beast of a project. And so what we could do, if you think there's a somewhat simple solution for that, then obviously let's knock it out. But if it's not, the thing we could get away with for right now is really just a combination of these two things here. So whichever of these colors that they select, changing the image based on the color. And then if they select add a crown with a light, changing this with a crown and without a crown. If we can at least change the images based on what's being selected in this first step here under design your exterior, that will be sufficient for now. In the long run, they'll want the ability to have the images change based off of all of these options. So just keep that in mind. That could be a phase 2 of this if we want down the road. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any questions on this. I understand this is a beefy project, this in and of itself. I've told them that, it's possible we could get this done in 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know what your schedule's like, but let me know if that's possible. And then obviously this time around, like you did last time, give me an estimated time of arrival. And also this time, let's make sure we get your invoicing stuff taken care of very quickly. I apologize for the delay last time. We'll move a lot quicker so that you guys can get paid. Let me know if you have any questions. Can you let me know too if you did get this, if you're able to review it, and whether or not we're able to get started on this first thing of the week? Let me know. Thanks.